is your girl, Krissy Luv, with the Plug Radio LA, where you get plugged and stay connected. And this is your segment, The Hookup, where I'm not just hooking you up with all the greatest in entertainment. I'm hooking you guys up with the best advice for life that will lead you to an amazing career and a world full of health, wealth, success, and happiness. And that takes you to our phrase of the day: don't give up. Even when you fail or people don't show up, you don't give up. You keep going when all the odds are against you. And that's what we believe in here at the Plug Radio LA. I'm not giving up on you guys, and you don't give up on us. Stay tuned. This is your girl, Krissy Luv, with the Plug Radio LA, where you get plugged and stay connected.
I walked in with the plug. Walked in with the plug. I walked in with the plug. I walked in with the plug. You know that we serving each other. You know that we serving each other. You know that we serving.
Today I want to talk about growth, because growth is something that we experience. We experience it through negative people. We experience growth through pain, and we experience growth through situations that happen to us in life. But it's how we grow is what matters. And today we have an amazing person in the studio who I've seen has grown from many negative situations in his life to where he's at today. Stylez, CEO of Sav Rich Records.
Hey Christiana, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, pretty good, pretty good.
I saw you start off at Sushi King in the basement on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and just all the negative factors in your life at that time and all the things that you had to go through. You never complained once, like never ever did you ever complain.
Right.
And you just kept quiet, you kept doing your thing, you kept pushing through, you kept going, and now look at you where you're at today.
Alright, so like it started with me making the decision to go to the film school because I was already doing music before with a couple of my friends, but like I wanted to take it more serious. So I enrolled into the Los Angeles Recording School. That's where I ran into you. And at that time, I just didn't even believe I was going to get into the school because everything was just rocky. I knew it cost a bunch of money to get in there, but you made it happen for me. And from there, it got real crazy because I was supposed to be in class, but then I was on Hollywood Boulevard meeting a lot of people and networking because that's what I really like to do. And I was never really in class. So I got this intern at Sushi King's, and at that time it was just crazy because they had a sushi restaurant up top, so it was popping upstairs, and then downstairs we had this fly studio. We were throwing parties and doing a whole bunch of stuff, but at the same time, while we're doing that, I'm supposed to be in class. So I had to make that decision to where, am I going to finish this school or am I going to do this thing at Sushi King's? Being around that, seeing the good, the bad, like they want to call it the slimy stuff, but I've seen it all. Coming into it now as like a producer, as an engineer for real in the industry, I know what moves to make, and like I've seen it. Like people can't really like get over me now because I've been there, I've done it.
The process that you had to take. So it's a process, and that's what I think a lot of people don't understand. As I think a lot of people come here, which bless their soul, you know, I feel that strive that they have, but they come here and they don't have that right mindset. They think they're going to go from A to Z, and they're missing out in the middle. So tell us, like, with you, from that beginning to where you are now, it's not the end because you're going farther, but
sure,
like those steps along the way, like how did you deal with them?
If I could start over again, I would say, truthfully, don't get that close to the artist. If I can go back and tell producers now, just keep everything business. If you produce, send them the beats. If you guys link up in the studio, link up in the studio. The word, the entitlement, that's the thing that I would just go back, and I wouldn't deal with anybody as like that close, because I got real close personal relationships with like a lot of my artists right now, but we're cool. I love them, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like that line that you just gotta cross.
Yeah, because business is business.
Yeah.
And you're learning, and you're still learning on the way. And even when you're, people that are on top, they're still learning. So at least you understand the fact that you don't just get here and then you're just like, oh, comfortable with it. And I know you come from a place of pain, and if you want to talk about, how your pain motivated you to move forward.
All right, I'll say like when I was around 13 or 14, it was like 2001, 2002. My father, he had passed away, and I was playing sports. I played baseball. I traveled around the world. Like I didn't want to do it anymore when he passed away, and I always had music in my back mind. So I was like, all right, I could use this same aspect in life that I was doing with baseball and just taking it to music. It was like a sad time because I didn't want to play anymore, but it was just like I knew I had to do something, and I never was going to give up on like my life. I wanted to become successful in something, but when he passed away, I didn't want to play sports anymore. I I was like, I'm gonna do something totally different. I want to like help my friends. I want to see my friends become successful, because I'm not saying like I've had it made my whole life, but I came from a good family, so I don't have to do anything that I'm doing right now. I do it because I want to.
Yeah, and that's what I love about you two, Stylez, is that the fact that, you know, you could have taken it and you could have stopped, and, you know, you said you stopped playing sports, but then you had that breaking moment in your life where you're like, okay, I got to get up, I got to keep striving, I got to keep doing this, you know.
I had to do something because it was too much time spent, but I just pretty much took what I learned from that and just flipped it into like another aspect of my life.
Exactly. Now you're here. So tell us, what is Stylez doing? What is Savage Records? You know?
So Savage Records is my label, and shout out Savage Records. Shout out my CEOs.
Yeah.
Moneybag Lulu, Reem Riches. We started it back in 2015. My boy Reem, he's a great artist. I followed his career for a little bit, and actually my boy D Will, he's actually here now. He's the one that brought it to my attention, because I told him one day, I said, hey man, I'm about to be working with this cat named Reem Riches, and he was young. Like, I wanted to work with like the fly artists in LA at the time, so God makes things happen for a certain reason.
Yes.
He came to Sushi Kings one day, we started vibing, he felt my vibe. He said, look Stylez, when I come back from tour, I'm gonna work with you and we're gonna get something going. Sure enough, he comes back from the, I think it was a My Crazy Life tour with YG, and he hit me up, and he was like, hey, let's get something going. I was living in Studio City at the time, but we built like a great chemistry, and he was just like, man, like, you got this Sav movement going, but like, let's get it really popping. His name was Reem Riches, and he was just like, man, it should be called Sav Rich, and I was just like, damn, that makes like a bunch of sense, and it sounds dope, you know?
Okay.
So we took it from there, we got a logo made, and since then, like, honestly, we've been booming. Like, there's always a rocky road, you know, through situations, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, it's my life, you know what I'm saying? So I made that decision, we got a label going, and it's booming, low-key.
Yeah, and you gotta follow your dreams.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah. And you didn't stop. You didn't stop for a moment. You just kept going. You know, you just figured it out. Like, oh, okay, I gotta get the logo. I gotta get this. Okay, let's do it. And you got people in your ear, and they're like, oh, no, like this, and they're telling you that, and you're just ignoring it. You're staying focused.
Yeah,
so, what keeps you staying focused with all the other things that are happening in life, and you know, all that? Like, how do you keep focused? How does Stylez keep focused?
Man, it's kind of hard. I got a good support system. My friends, my mom. I talk to I got a lot of friends. I talk to them like all day, every day, and we're all on the same thing. So if they know that I can become, and I know that they can become the next, we just motivate each other every day. And I feel like if you don't have a support system and people aren't telling you that, well, you could do it, or you know, you're going to, instead of being negative all day, you could get there. You know, like anything could happen, but you really gotta be driven, self-driven first. And then you have to have a team, because you can't do it by yourself. Yeah,
and this is all part of growth. I mean, a good team, a good support system, you keep going, you stay focused. I mean, you're growing. So besides Savage Records, you got something else going on?
One thing that I have going on that I've been keeping separate, and like I low-key forget, but it's like a big part of my life right now, but I've been running a towing company for the past 3 years, and it's called California Coach Towing. It's in Walnut, California, and that has been a big part of my life, because shout out to my boss Rocky Hassan.
Hey Rocky.
But it's taught me business, because like co-managing a tow truck company, and we deal with AAA and private property impounds, is just like, it's been crazy for me, because they have over like 300 tow trucks. Like, they have like that many tow trucks.
Oh God, they're towing everybody.
So yeah, they run the tow industry. So learning that side and just seeing business and dealing with that has just been like overwhelming. So I'm in the studio engineering, I'm at this tow yard, I'm getting hit up by property managers, tow trucks are breaking down, they're crashing into people. It's crazy, but what it taught me is patience and just handle it. Like, I deal with damages with the tow trucks, they damage $50,000 cars, we gotta pay for it. When I see my boss just tell me, just handle it, it's not a problem. Doing that has been like amazing, so shout out to them. Yeah.
Okay, this is great. So now we got the tow truck company, we got the empire going on with the music, and I really believe in you.
Thank you.
And if you can say before we go one thing to a 10-year-old boy and doesn't know how to get to where you're at right now, what is the best advice that you would tell him?
what I would really tell them is, for one, go to school, stay in school, like whatever you do, because from 10 till I feel like 14, maybe like 15, that's when like you're really gonna find yourself. So for one, follow your dreams 100%. Like, make sure that you know what you want to do in life. Respect your parents, stay in school, and just follow your dreams. That's what I would just say, because it starts with your parents. Like, how somebody treats their parents is that's how they're gonna treat you. So that's what I base everything on.
This guy's doing it all, and he is not stopping. And you can't do what? Psh, you guys, follow this man. You heard it here first, only on the Plug Radio LA, where you get plugged and stay connected. This is your girl, Krissy Luv. I love you, Lovey.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.